Hello! I am the Witch of Jasmine and welcome back to my channel. I have a special guest here, my kitty cat Cheralyn. And hello, I have a reading for Gemini moons. How are you guys doing today? I hope you're doing well. It's so nice to see you. There we go. So as I'm shuffling out your cards, I invite you to take some deep breaths. Oh, oops. Oh gosh. Here we go. So calm yourself, ground yourself, center yourself, get relaxed, get comfy. There's our 3 cards. Oh my gosh. That was my bad, sorry. The cards got excited. Very energetic day today. Good energetic. I'm filming this the day after the solar eclipse happened where I live. And still riding off that. For me personally, that energy has been incredibly chaotic. Good, I guess, but it was not something I wanted to do my readings under, even though eclipses are really good times for divination. So we're doing it the day after. We should be good, but some residual chaos left. So we'll see. Anyway, Gemini moons, let's take a look at your reading. So for the oracle card, we have divination with Scorpio and fire, the fire element. Bye, Cheralyn. Okay, I'll fix this up in a second after we get our cards out. Okay, so for your tarot cards, we have 3 of Swords reversed, Death, Page of Wands, King of Wands reversed, Ten of Athames reversed, aka 10 of Swords reversed, and King of Athames reversed, aka King of Swords reversed. Okay, we have a lot going on in this reading. A lot of, I'm like talking about chaotic energy. A lot of good, but a lot of chaos, but a lot of good. Lots of healing energy. I love to see, oh my gosh. We have 3 of Swords reversed with 10 of Athames reversed, which I don't want to jump around too much in this reading. But hello, these are both really amazing cards to see. 3 of Swords is about a really intense heartbreak. Like something that probably like kind of blindsided you, that you weren't expecting, that really, really hurt you. Ten of Athames reversed, aka Ten of Swords, is in a very similar vein about getting hurt really bad, but specifically getting like stabbed in the back by somebody, being betrayed by somebody. However, we have those cards reversed, which tells me that this was probably something that happened kind of a while ago, and it's something that you are like really now making progress healing from. Like you're really in a place where you're starting to move on from all of that, and like you've done all of the hard work, you know, processing it and all of that, and you're like, okay, I think I'm like actually ready to put this behind me now. So that's really, really great. And of course we have those surrounding this death card, which is all about a rebirth, a transformation. Specifically with this card here, I really like the depiction of this card because we've got this cord here that is like just hanging on by a teeny tiny little thread. And we have this embodiment of death here, which is symbolic, ready to really cut this cord and say, yeah, no, this is it. I'm done. Oh my gosh, we have so much swords energy here, and even here we've got this big sword ready to cut that off and be like, yeah, I'm done. We are never going back to that again. You know what? Actually, I feel like I should mention this. I was just talking to someone recently about how I kind of had this realization that for me, I'm sorry, I know this is personal, but I feel like it's something I should say here. You know, of course, I'm a person. I've been through lots of really difficult things in my life. And of course, I've overcome those things. And I had this realization that a lot of times you don't realize how much you have healed from something and grown as a person because of it, until you can, like, a lot of time passes and you can look at it retrospectively. Like when you can look at that situation, like, for example, if you were dating somebody, right? Somebody who you really did not have a good relationship with because they're just not the kind of person you should be in a relationship with, right? And of course you went through the heartbreak of all of that and etc. And then one day you just kind of look back on it and you're like, oh yeah, no, I would never be with somebody like that again. I just wouldn't do that again. And then you're like, oh, I healed. There it is. I didn't even realize, because I think when you're going through the healing process, there's still so much pain and emotion wrapped up in it. That's just how it works. It's just inherently like that, right? So you can be making a lot of progress without really feeling it. I think that's kind of just how it goes. I mean, obviously you have days or conversations with people where you feel like you really turn a corner, or, you know, you learn something that really helps. But I think you only like really truly feel like you have actually healed from it when you just have those moments where you're like, yeah, I wouldn't do that again. No, it's whatever, you know. And not even in like a painful way, but just in like a super just neutral way, very peaceful way. I hope that makes sense. That's just what this is making me think of. But I feel like you're really getting to that point where you are cutting that last little bit of like shred that is like keeping you tied to all of that pain and that hurt. And really just transforming into this new version of yourself, which is something I think we ideally should be doing all the time. And being like, yeah, I'm done. That is so behind me. I am so ready to have a much higher standard in my life than whatever that was. And that is so exciting to see. I love that for you. So we do need to address the King of Athames, aka King of Swords, reversed with the King of Wands reversed. those are a very harsh, strong, intense sort of energy that this reading is really encouraging you to be cautious of and not let yourself fall into as you go forward. Although it is kind of possible that this is something, I'll be more specific in a second, but these are also energies that you might be healing from. I think it honestly might be a little bit of both. Something that you are healing from and are trying to get away from, but also something that you need to watch out for and not fall into going forward. I think it's kind of both, at least for some of you. But anyway, they have a lot to do. I mean, with both of these cards, if you can picture like a king who is an absolute tyrant, is a dictator, right? Who is, you know, the leader of a group of people, but does not have those people's interests in mind, right? This king really only cares about themselves and how they think the kingdom should be run or what they want, how these people can serve them, not how they can serve their people. That's what these guys are. Reversed, of course. And specifically with King of Wands, I think similar to like Knight of Wands too, it's very wildfire energy, very out of control. Things just don't even make a whole lot of sense. And meaning like having too high of expectations for people, expecting way too much out of people, things that just aren't even realistic or even possible, but he's demanding that they do. And with King of Swords reversed, he's somebody who can be very manipulative and very deceitful. You know, Swords energy is known for being very intelligent, but he's using his intelligence to manipulate people, to hurt people in order to get what he really wants, right? So I really believe with this reading that these are likely referring to how you treat yourself going forward. And they're advising you to not treat yourself like that, or those around you, or let anybody treat you that way. But specifically, just to kind of narrow things down, you need to be kind to yourself. Obviously, going forward, you don't want to make the same mistakes again. And obviously, it's just natural that when you have these kinds of situations happen, it makes you a lot more distrusting of people, a little more skeptical about people. You have your guard up, your walls up. And a big part of healing in general, especially from like bad situations, difficult situations, is not just like getting to a place where you can feel peace about the situation, you can let it go and move on to whatever extent, but also that you don't take that pain and just turn it into something, another difficult thing going forward, right? It's a natural thing to do, right? It doesn't make you a bad person. I think that's what usually happens, but it's also something that it's in your best interest to have control over that, right? To not let these things get really out of hand, and in a way where you just kind of end up hurting yourself in the future. I'm sorry, I can't be more specific about what the situation is because obviously this is a general reading, but I hope you can apply that to whatever situation it is for you. So just to simplify and to be a little more direct, what these cards are advising you to do, King of Wands, do not set too high of expectations for yourself. Give yourself some grace when you mess up or when things don't go exactly how you want them to. It's okay. You're just a person. It's okay. It happens. And just remember to stay grounded in that way and realistic and be nice to yourself. Say, hey, I was hoping this would go a little better, but it's cool. That's okay. We'll try again next time. It's fine. It's all fine. And King of Swords reverse is telling you to not be too controlling over the situation. Things are not going to go exactly how you want them to, and that's okay. You can't know and understand every single part of every single situation, right? There are going to be unknowns, and that's okay. Some people are going to do things you don't want them to. That's okay, you know. At the end of the day, these are not things that you should be blaming yourself for, because a lot of these things that I'm describing are about things that are just simply out of your hands, or it's just the way that life goes. That was a lot of exposition for all of this, but I hope I also want to be very clear about what I'm saying, because this is a lot of chaotic energy. Not bad though. It's good. It's all going in a good direction. You're going on a really good path. So speaking of paths, going on a nice path, we got Page of Wands here. You know, this card actually in this specific reading is really making me think about creativity. Whatever your next endeavors are, I think it would be a good idea for you to maybe try things a little bit differently from how you would usually do them. I can't get more specific than that, but the energy just looks good around all of that. Trying something a little new, a little different. I'm not talking about taking crazy risks, but just something kind of like, oh, I've never done that before. I wonder what it would be like if I tried it like that, you know? Just a little spice, a little creativity, a little imagination. I think that would go a long way with whatever you're doing next. And then lastly, we'll wrap it all up with this divination card here, which I didn't really touch on very much. It also has a lot of creative energy here with that fire element there. This divination card is simply a reminder that you have so much control over yourself and where you go. A lot more than people usually give themselves credit for. Not all of the control, but certainly a lot. Enough. As much as you need. And of course, this card does usually just come up at times when it is especially good for you to be taking things into your own hands and deciding what it is you want to do, creating a real plan, going with it. It's pure Wands energy, you know? Yeah. Wow, Gemini moons. What a reading. What a reading. I'm so glad I was able to give this to you. If you have any questions about this, or if you'd like any part of this clarified, please let me know. You can leave a comment, or you can just reach out to me, whichever you prefer. If you're feeling particularly drawn to any of these cards, or if you would like a little more information about them, on the shorts part of my channel, I have a couple hundred videos, little shorts videos, where I talk about each of the cards. I talk about the symbolism within them, their upright meaning, as well as their reversed meaning. So if you'd like a little more information about them, highly recommend you go check that out. But Gemini moons, as always, I am wishing you so much luck and so much strength with all of this. Congratulations to this beautiful healing and transforming you've been doing. That is not easy at all. At all. So I'm proud of you for doing that. You're doing really good. And you've got a nice little future that you're walking into. So that's always exciting to see. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye!